Right, today's task is to swap the kitchen units over. So I've got my original receipt. I've got a plan of the kitchen just to make sure I'm ticking off the right units. And I've got a cart absolutely stuffed with kitchen units. I've had to come to Nang Rong to do this. It's 55 kilometres away. And I've got to do 2 trips because I can't get everything in the car. But at least we're getting them swapped, and I can make a slight change to my order, I think, as well. So here I am at SCG Home in Nang Rong, and they've unloaded the car pretty quick around the back at the warehouse store. They're just checking the units off now on the invoice, and I believe I've got to order new ones now, or rather go to the cash desk and collect new ones under a fresh order. So we'll see how good and smoothly this goes. It's been authorised by the rep for King Platinum, so hopefully they won't bat an eyelid. So this is the customer service team, and I've got about 5 of them trying to help me with the language, and now we've got the brochure, so we're understanding what I need to do. So it's all going very well so far, and they're being very good. Bless her. She's ordering me coffee now. She's talking into that white thing which is attached to her phone electronically, and it translates, and it's doing a pretty good job, I have to say, because what's coming out is perfectly understandable. So they've already got me some water, and now she's going to get me some coffee while they're checking the stock. They're not sure if they've got everything in stock, so my journey here might be sort of half a journey, really, half a successful journey, picking up maybe some of the units and then having to come back another time to do the rest. Thank you, ladies, you've been very helpful, and we've got a resolution to this little issue now, so I'm very pleased. Copkin Cub. Right, that's good. So what's happening now is I'm going to go and pick up the units that they've got in stock here, which will fill the car up, and then in about 2 weeks' time they'll have got the other units in, and and I can then come back with the 3 units that I've still got at home that wouldn't fit in, and do the final swap over and paperwork and adjustment to costings. So it's very pleasing. Good old health and safety. The guy's just standing on a pallet. I couldn't do this job, I don't like heights. Probably going to end up taking their whole stock, judging by what they were telling me. I shall definitely want to check these before I actually take them back. I don't want any mistakes at this point. Well, I'm glad that I checked those units, because out of the 5 that I was supposed to be taking back with me today, I rejected 3 of them. 3 of them had marks on from the factory, like cuts and abrasions, which weren't going to clean off. A lot of them had marks from the packing that were just easily rubbed off, but 3 of them were actually damaged, so I rejected 3 items. They managed to find another 2 of those 3 items in their stock, which I accepted. So out of the 5, I'm taking 4 home with me today, which means I have got to get 8 units in this car when the new order comes in, which might be a bit tight. Anyway, we'll see. I'm going to head home now with my prize, my bounty, and we're halfway there with the kitchen, and they were very, very helpful, and I'm sure I won't have any problems. Now, here's a free tip for you. In an earlier part of the videos, I said that I just needed to work on this grout line with a sharp blade, something like a Stanley knife blade. But in fact, that's not the easiest way to get the grout out, or the plastic that's sticking out slightly. I found that the best thing to use is one of these blades with a serrated edge. Yeah, so we know this is a hacksaw in the UK. And the thing is, the serrated edge really does grip whatever it is that you're trying to saw. And so it's very effective. But the problem is that it goes blunt pretty quick when you're using it against things like plastic and the glue. Because obviously a lot of the time it's adhesive that's just under the surface that's causing a problem. We need to dig that out first. But here's a little tip for you. First of all, snap the blade in half so it's a decent length to work with, and then when you've blunted the end, just take some snippers like this and snip off the depth of the snippers, and that will give you a fresh set of sharp blades, and then you can get the tip into the hole and actually do the business. And it probably lasts about 2 times before it's blunt on the adhesive, and then you can just snip a little bit off again. So gradually the blade gets smaller and smaller, but you're using the full length of it properly. Well, it's a bit gloomy in here and a bit echoey. I've got no electric yet, so I can't turn the light on. I want to show you what happened with this electric shower fitting. This is the one, again, it's in our ensuite shower room, so the cock-ups have happened where they're going to be used all the time, unfortunately. But this is what the electrician fitted, or tried to fit, and I had to take over. So I'll just take it all apart and show you what's underneath this. As I said, I ended up fitting this, and as you can see, can you see that? I have used extra washers. Don't think I used one in that corner. I've used 2 washers where I can anyway, to spread the load. So that's off the wall. And you can see what an absolute bodge has been made of this. Obviously his drill has jumped around here because he's put it on hammer and he hasn't prepared the spot where he's drilling properly. So we've got damage to the tile here. Plus we've got a broken tile because there wasn't enough adhesive behind these tiles, which is something that I've been moaning about since the first day they were put up. The same with this one up here. Tile's broken, mainly because it's going to break anyway because there's just no adhesive underneath there, all the way down there. But if he'd done it without putting his hammer on first and preparing the hole, he might have made a better job of it. That one's not a very neat hole, and this one as well, because his drill's been jumping around. So a right bloody mess, frankly. When I saw him struggling to get plugs in the holes and line things up, I was really quite concerned we were going to end up with a shower hanging off the wall. So I took over and I actually plugged it, re-drilled all of the holes and put some extra plugs in and got it fixed firmly. So what I want to do now is I want to fill these holes with adhesive and finish filling this hole up here where the wires are coming out, now that it's all been arranged. So if we get any water going over the top of the unit, hopefully it won't get behind the tiles. The other thing I want to do, which he didn't bother with, is he did drill an extra hole here at the back of the unit to accommodate the wiring, otherwise we would have had to have had it coming through the side. And that obviously would have been visible in the shower, and I'm certain he wouldn't have done a neat job doing that. Anyway, as you can see, there's a waterproof grommet here, or a grommet where wires can go through to minimise water ingress. He hasn't put a grommet on this one, basically because he didn't have one, but when he was doing the light fittings, they all came with grommets. Got a couple here, and they're about the right size, so I'm going to fit one of those just to give it a bit of added protection from water getting inside. Okay, this is a bit of a mess, certainly, because I've been sticking my fingers in holes. Anyway, what I've decided to do is to completely fill this hole up. I've taken out the plug and I've stuffed glue into the hole, which was a bit too big for the plug and a bit of a funny angle. So I'm starting again here, and I want to fill the whole of that with glue adhesive, which should go rock hard, and then I will re-drill the hole very carefully when it comes to refitting this unit. And this hole's been filled as well, stuff full, but I've kept the raw plug in place, the plastic plug, because it's actually in the right place and pretty good, and I'm just making sure that I keep screwing and unscrewing this screw so it's not going to be trapped by the adhesive as it dries. The next job is to start removing these bits of plastic that are sticking out, these ugly bits here. So I'm going to start cutting them. I've done a few here already. I've been gouging them out with a sharp knife, and now I'm going to use a hacksaw blade, which is my preferred method. I've discovered that is a very efficient way of doing it, because it cuts out the grout and it cuts through the plastic as well. So That's what I'll be spending the rest of the day doing in here in the gloom.